UCLA is a university with unlimited possibilities for students that desire world-class academics and research, unmatched diversity, incredible cultural and social opportunities, successful alumni and career networking, first-class campus facilities, plus America's top intercollegiate sports teams. Located in Westwood, just a few miles from the Pacific Ocean, UCLA's 1 square mile campus is surrounded by famous cities such as Bel Air, Beverly Hills, Brentwood, and Santa Monica.
Welcome to UCLA Bruin Talk. I'm Ralph Irvin along with Javrina Seferai. Coming up on today's show, we're going to hit the hardwood, talk a little UCLA men's basketball, then it's off to the pool, where we'll talk men's water polo.
UCLA is having a lot of exciting events. Let's take a look.
Scott Garson is in his 6th season as a member of the UCLA basketball staff and 4th year as an assistant coach. He currently works with the perimeter players on offense and defense, as well as assisting with the academic progress of the team and helping in recruiting. The team has had back-to-back top 5 national recruiting classes. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
First, let's start off with how's the team look for this year?
You know, we're excited. We just had our 16th practice yesterday, and we have a very, very young team. It's a lot different look, I guess, than the past few seasons where we've had some really, really good experience, quite a bit of experience. We only have 3 seniors this year that were recruited scholarship players, in Mike Roll, Nikola Dragovic, and the last being James Keefe. And then we also have Mustafa Abdul-Hamid, who came here as a recruited walk-on and has actually earned a scholarship this year. But those 4 guys are the only ones that have actually experienced being a Pac-10 champion. And
wow.
Also, of course, in their case, is going to Final Fours. And so the rest of the group is all freshmen and sophomore. We have no junior class. Kevin Love is in the NBA and doing well, although we're hoping to get back from injury soon. And we have 5 freshmen and 4 sophomores, and they're learning a lot right now. There's information overload, as they say, going on the court right now. But we're excited if we can stay healthy, which has been a bit of an issue early on. I think we can be a pretty good team when it's all said and done.
Going back to the health issues, 6 players are actually injured right now and have missed a lot of time. How hard is it to prepare having, these athletes on the sidelines?
Yeah, it's really hard when you can't have a full practice with all your players. They, as much as they're sitting there watching, they're not getting, it's the repetition, as Coach Wooden always talked about after you teach something and learn something. It's about repetition, repetition, repetition. And those players that have been hurt have missed valuable, valuable time in practice. And you do practice the way you play, or play the way you practice, and we preach that a lot. And we're down to only 3 guys missing right now, which is very exciting. We at one point missed 6 players in a practice, but Jeremy Anderson is still recovering from a groin injury, and he, we hope, will be back with us by next week. And then we also have Brendan Lane, who's a freshman for us, had a high ankle sprain and has missed 2 weeks, and we hope to have back very, very soon, as well as Michael Roll, who has a sprained ankle that is going to keep him out of tonight's exhibition game against Concordia. But that should be healed up and ready to go by the time our first game comes around.
One thing you do get is when you have players that get injured, it gives younger players an opportunity to get out on the floor. And so you've definitely had plenty of time for the young guys to get reps.
Exactly. And, Coach Allen has preached that to our team. When guys get injured, things are going to happen. You're going to have adversity during a season. And right now we have the adversity of injury. and it's all about how you handle that. People have to step up, guys have to step up. There's going to be a lot of playing time anyways for a lot of these freshmen and sophomores this year, but even more so right now with the injuries we have. And we're looking to see every day who steps up and who wants to go ahead and grab the torch and be a guy who can handle enough minutes that Coach Allen can go out there and trust on the floor.
Well, when you talk about the young players, how does that affect your expectations for the season? I mean, a couple years ago we're looking at Final Fours. Is it the same thought process in terms of having 9 players that are freshmen or sophomores?
Well, our goals remain the same every year. The only thing we really talk about with our team is our goal of winning the Pac-10. And we lost the Pac-10 by 1 game last year, which was disappointing. And we certainly had our opportunities. And the previous 3 years won it 3 times in a row, which nobody's ever done. Nobody's ever won the Pac-10 4 times in a row. And so, to try and get back to being Pac-10 championships, these young guys are going to have to grow up. And that is our goal. Obviously, expectations are less this year with the fact we're not even ranked in the top 25 in any poll to start the year, so that's different. People understand, I think everybody does understand that we're a very young team, we're one of the youngest teams in the country. And experience, you can't replace experience. Right. I mean, experience is crucial. And so it's going to be on, at the end of the day, it's going to be on Mike Roll, James Keefe, Nikola Dragovich. Those guys are going to have to lead us as seniors. Those guys are going to have to be guys that we can count on and know what we're getting from them night in and night out. And then different people have to step up every night from the young group. We need Jeremy Anderson and Malcolm Lee. We expect to have very, very good years this year as sophomores. We expect to see a huge jump. And normally you see the biggest jump in players in terms of them improving between their freshman and sophomore year. So if Jeremy and Malcolm can really step up and move forward along with Drew Gordon and Bobo, we think that we can still have a very good year this year and reach the goal of winning the Pac-10.
Coach, having such a young team, how do you help them become a family unit?
I think they go through a lot together anyways. They spend all summer, all of our guys spent the summertime in summer school on campus, working out with one another. And then the young men that we bring in here, they have similar backgrounds, they have similar goals in mind. And so I think that they blend together and mesh together pretty well as a unit, on their own, just because they have such similar likes and similar qualities.
Well, and also just the nature, the culture of basketball in Southern California allows them the opportunity to just go out and play together, even if it's completely uncoached, kind of pick up basketball, but they get to learn all about each other and how each guy likes the ball.
Yeah, and all these guys know each other anyways through AAU ball and club ball during the summertime. They've all played against each other. Our freshmen and sophomores all know each other just from prior to even coming to UCLA, just from playing against each other for so many years. These kids now travel so much as high school players in the summertime in the AAU ball. So they have a pretty good feel for one another, and I think we're coming together pretty well as a team so far. When
you talk about having a youthful team, that means that you're going to have highs and lows with each individual player. For some people, that could be termed as there's possibility for a real exciting season because you never know who's going to be the star from one game to the next.
Yeah, the exciting thing will be when we see some guys that maybe haven't done something or haven't stepped up yet, and all of a sudden they do step up and have a great game. And as coaches, we're still getting a feel for these guys. We haven't played a game yet with fans in the stands and everything like that. So it'll be very interesting tonight when we play our first exhibition. Who steps up once there's a real tip-off and there's a scoreboard and there's referees. I mean, there's some players that don't necessarily play up to their expectations right away, and some guys that exceed their expectations when they say, as they say, the lights are on. And so we're excited to see which one of these young guys, or hopefully many of these young guys, step forward and really show us something.
Well, and of course, really, your seniors can all point to that themselves. I mean, James Keefe has had breakout games in postseason play, and Mike Roll and Nikola Dragovich last year had huge games almost out of nowhere, and the fans got used to that. So really, they can pass on that knowledge that, hey, you're having a bad week, but that game can come at any time.
Yeah, and those three guys, those seniors are doing a great job of picking our freshmen and sophomores up. They're not used to the freshmen, especially when they get here. They're used to being the man on their team. They're used to being the star. They're used to getting all the shots. They're used to getting the ball every time. And the other thing they're not used to is having to guard somebody who's really good every night, no matter who we play, whether it's an exhibition game against Concordia or Humboldt State, or whether we're playing, USC or Arizona State or somebody in the NCAA tournament. You're playing against a really good player, that's somebody that was a star in high school, somebody that was a star of their team, and that's an adjustment. And so really the level of play picks up so much, just learning how to play hard on every possession. That's one thing that our seniors are really trying to share to the young guys, is learning to play hard every single possession of every single practice, of every single game, offensively and defensively. And that's a skill. Playing hard is a real skill. And some people have that when they come into college, and then they're really special. Aaron Aflalo was that way. Aaron Aflalo played hard from the day he got here. And you know, so he was able to really have success as a freshman right away. And the quicker those guys pick it up, the better they will.
How do you assist your players in balancing such hard academics with basketball?
Kenny Donaldson is our academic coordinator, and that was one of the people that when Coach Hallen got here, we didn't have an academic coordinator for men's basketball. That was one of the first things Coach Hallen did. He understood the dynamics of UCLA and what a great school it is. The fact that the average incoming freshman, I think 2 years ago, was a 4.27 GPA. That you're taking real classes here, you know, and that's very, very important to us. Number one, when we recruit kids, we have to know that they have a work ethic in the classroom as well as on the court, that they're willing to put in the time to get good grades here. We're fortunate we're able to set it up where we really don't miss too many school days. We try to leave as late as we can without missing school when we head out on the road. So, you know, I think our freshmen are learning to balance and time manage. And as you know, I remember, and I'm sure you both do too, when you're a freshman in college, the most important thing you have to learn is time management. And so they're improving in that area tremendously. Summer school really helps with those guys, bringing them in here. Now that we can pay for summer school prior to their freshman year, it gets them acclimated to the campus community and acclimated to what it is like to go to college classes.
Well, when you talk about the freshmen growing and developing, it's not just on the basketball court, because the way the UCLA quarter system works, they're facing finals when you go to the NCAA tournament. So they need to really ramp up their ability to do everything for that time of year, because it all comes to a head at the same point.
No question. I mean, we were taking finals in between the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8 for 2 straight years. The first 2 Final Fours we went to. And then the third one, we were taking them, I think, just before the, I think we were taking them just before the Sweet 16, if I remember correctly. Yeah. But they're taking them right there on the road. I mean, you know, big-time finals, and our players do an incredible job. People don't realize, I think, or give them enough credit for how much a student athlete has to do, not just in men's basketball, but in all of the sports. The student athlete at UCLA really represents the essence of that word and that term, student athlete. I mean, they really do have to put in a lot of time off the court, you know, balancing the athletics with their academics here at UCLA.
And you talk about the balancing act. Well, you have your own balancing act, because besides just coaching and, again, helping players that may need help with academics, you're also busy recruiting. And for a program like UCLA, that's not just looking in the local area, that's looking everywhere in the world.
Yeah, I mean, recruiting is the lifeblood of any good program. You have to have good players. You know, if we don't have good players, and we could be the best coaches in the world, and we're not going to win games. And we understand that at UCLA you have to win, you have to be successful, and that all starts with having good players. And so we have to search the world, as you said, as we've had in the past. We have a Serbian player, Nikola Dragovic. We've had 2 Cameroonians here. We've had a player from Canada here. You know, we're global. We're international here at UCLA. So yeah, that is a balancing act, and we you know, we put in a lot of hours, especially during the season. You know, it becomes more trying to balance all that and make sure you do everything you're supposed to do recruiting. But at the end of the day, you know, recruiting is crucial to my job and to all of our jobs as coaches.
What are your personal goals this season?
My personal goals?
Yes.
My personal goals is to see, you know, and this would be a generalization, I just want to see this freshman group. I would like to really see them really grow up by January and really, you know, help us. I work with the guards, so I'm intimately working in terms of the freshman group. Tyler Honeycutt is down there with us all the time. Mike Moser is down there with us with the guards all the time. And then Reeves Nelson's back and forth as he's playing, you know, both small forward and power forward. And you know, all 3 of those guys have really already started to show improvement because they're very coachable. And you know, the same goes with Anthony Stover and Brendan Lane. They're very, very coachable young men. And that coachability is a term that we use. I don't even know if it's a real word in the dictionary of Webster's, but it's a term that we use in coaching in every sport. And coachability is crucial to whether or not a player can succeed. And so, you know, if our players can be really coachable and really take in what we're trying to say and really have an interest in trying to do what Coach Howland and the rest of the staff is asking them to do to the best of their ability as hard as they can, you know, I think that they can really grow up and be successful. So, you know, personally, I'd like to see that, and, you know, I hope we can, if we can do that, we're going to have a great chance to win the Pac-10. And that's really all of our goals on this team right now.
Well, Coach, thanks for taking the time to join us.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you having me and looking forward to a good season.
All right, we want to thank Coach Scott Garson for joining us here on UCLA Bruin Talk. Coming up, we're going to hit the pool and joined by a couple of players from the UCLA men's water polo team. It's all right ahead, right here on UCLA Bruin Talk.
After these public service announcements.
A trophy can be made just about anywhere. But there's one place where champions are made. UCLA, champions meet here.
Welcome back to UCLA Bruin Talk. Coming up, we're going to hit the pool and talk men's water polo. But first, Javrina has our Athlete of the Week.
This week, we honor Lauren Cheney of women's soccer as our Athlete of the Week. This past summer, Lauren played with USA National Women's Soccer Team, scoring a goal and assisting with others. Her talent continues to shine this season with the Bruins, as she was recently named the Muscle Milk Student Athlete of the Week for the third time in her career. She scored both goals in a recent match against crosstown rival USC to bring home a victory for the Bruins. Known for both consistent contribution and an ability to deliver in the clutch, she serves as both a motivator and a technical model for her teammates. Congratulations, Lauren, and good luck to the rest of the team. If you would like additional information about UCLA athletics, you can call our fan phone line at 310-825-8575, or you can visit us on our website at www.uclabruins.com.
And we're back talking men's water polo, and I am joined by Scott Swanson and Cullen Hennessey. Thank you both for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
First off, so far in this season, how do you feel that you've done? I mean, it's been a rather successful campaign.
Yeah, we've had some ups and downs. I mean, the way we're looking at it is, you know, we're sitting 4 right now, and there really isn't a huge difference between 4 and 1. I mean, any team can beat anyone on a given day. It's really all these games have come down to 1-goal losses or 1-goal wins, and you know, it's you have to come out and play your game and stick to your plan, and if you do that, you can become successful. So.
And yeah, I mean, we played well at the beginning of the year. We had a good NorCal tournament where we took down SC, which was a huge win, and then lost to Stanford in the finals by 1, which was up at their pool. So that was a tough loss. But and then we kind of hit a bump in the road. We lost to Cal and then Stanford and then SC. So, I mean, but we've lost, I think, 5 games by a total of 6 goals. So, I mean, it's all right there. And SC is #1 right now, and we're the only team that's beat them this year. So, I mean, we can show that we can beat anybody, but, you know, we have to pull it together. And we've been playing well of recent. So we're excited. We're excited for, you know, our last 2 MPSF games and then for the MPSF tournament in about a month.
Scott, as a senior, is there a specific match this season that has really stood out to you?
I'd say, you know, the first game against SC up at the NorCal tournament, you know, Adam Wright, our coach, told us going into it, he's like, you know, it's all about defense, and I think that was the best defensive game we've played all year, you know. I mean, the score was 5-4, I think, and when you allow 4 goals, you know, from the top-ranked team in the country, you did something right, and that stood out to me and gave, I think, the whole team a lot of confidence going into the season, and you know, they're the reigning champions, and it's given us a lot of confidence going into this weekend's match against them again. And, you know, I think that match really stood out to me, and just a confidence booster.
Yeah, definitely. I'd definitely say the same thing. I mean, this is my 2nd season playing, and I didn't have a chance. We played SC 3 times my freshman year and hadn't beat them, and they went undefeated last year. And they were on some, I don't know, close to 40 game win streak when we beat them. So yeah, it just gave everybody a lot of confidence knowing that we can hang with them and we can beat them. I mean, we played them in some tight games last year, but weren't able to get over the hump and beat them. So that game just gave us a lot of confidence in knowing that we can beat anybody. But defensively, we were there, and I mean that's a huge thing. But we have to keep that up. I mean, if we play defense, and if you can hold a team to under 5 goals, you're in every game. You're gonna have a chance to be there and win at the end, which is what Adam Wright always says and preaches. So I mean, yeah, that was great.
Well, and I would imagine, Cullen, it was especially memorable for you as you had the game-winning goal.
Yeah, it was. That's something that you said. That's something honestly, it's something I had dreamed about doing. Beating SC in the last second. But I mean, it was a total team effort. I mean, we would have never been in that position had not been for our defense and for Shea and for everybody else who came in and put their opportunities away. And I was fortunate enough to have a shot at the end of the game that put it away. But it was a total team effort.
Well, Scott mentioned playing USC again this upcoming weekend. That's going to be at the new Speaker Aquatic Center. How has it been moving into a dedicated pool that is there for pure competition? I
mean, it's amazing. I mean, Sunset was a great pool with a ton of tradition, but I mean, Speaker's unbelievable. I mean, we're moved into a world-class facility with we get to play. We never could play night games at Sunset, and so this is a huge deal being able to come in. We play SC at 7 p.m. on a Saturday night. I mean, I expect the crowd to just be. I mean, our SC and UCLA games are always packed. I expect it to be pretty rowdy and a fun atmosphere, and I mean, it's just great to have the opportunity to play in such a beautiful facility and call it our home now, finally have an athletic home.
Well, Scott, Coach Wright had mentioned to me that he wanted the atmosphere there to be a big, loud event that everyone would want to go to, and so far having those night games, it's been like that, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, it's that first game against Irvine was wonderful. Just looking up, just warming up, you get the chills, and you're just like, wow, this is the new place, and this is insane. And I had the opportunity to play SC back at Sunset a couple years ago where we beat them, and it turns out that it was the most fans ever to be at like a Sunset Pool game. So and we were fortunate to come away with a win, and so maybe I can hopefully get another new win and at Speaker and get both pools. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a wonderful atmosphere. I mean, 7 o'clock game. Like, hopefully we get a bunch of fans coming from the football game. But we'll see. And it's SC UCLA. I mean, the biggest rivalry you can have, and right. Everyone's just going to be fired up and ready to play. And the fans will be there. Fans will be loud, and can't ask for more.
Playing for new head coach Adam Wright, how has he helped you guys grow? Let's start with you, Cullen.
It's different. He comes in, I mean, obviously Adam Krikorian is still on the staff, so he has a lot of influence still, but Adam Wright, I mean, he has a lot of experience. I mean, he obviously was a silver medalist at the 08 Beijing Games, and he knows a lot about the game and has come in and taken a new approach to things. And I mean, I think it's taken a little while for some guys to get used to, but I mean, I think it's good. I mean, defense. I mean, we've always stressed defense here at UCLA, defense and speed, and I mean, it's the same thing. But I think he's doing a nice job. And I mean, obviously, that SC win was big, but we're looking to do some big things this year.
And yeah, just like Cullen said, I mean. Adam really preaches discipline, and that's along with the training and the way we act, like carry ourselves around campus, and just the way we play as well, And I've played for Adam Krikorian for the past 3 years, so and I was fortunate to have Adam Wright as assistant coach in high school too. So I've known him for a while, and I know the type of game that he plays and the type of coaching that he wants, and. I've grown tremendously, Like, I had a little rough start at the beginning of the season, but, he really, kept talking to me and kept my spirits up, and he's really helped me throughout the season, and he's doing a wonderful job.
Well, Scott, as a senior, you're one of the guys that's probably really targeted to help lead a young group of freshmen on this team. 17 freshmen on the roster.
Yeah.
How has it been dealing with all that youth?
There's a lot of them, you know, and a couple of them are playing right now. 3 of them are playing and doing a great job for us. And I'm very, very impressed with the way they've been playing this season. And as goes for the rest of them, you know, they're a funny group, and I've never had 17 freshmen, you know. Like, I came in with 8, and I thought that was a lot, you know. Add 9 more to that, so you're just like, wow. But they're a good group, and they're getting used to things. And I mean, it's your first fall quarter here, and they have a huge group. They're all really good friends, and they're warming up to the team. I just try to, you know, help them out with whatever they need, any questions they have. Get them very involved with the team, even if they're not playing, even if they're redshirting, you know. They're still a big part of the team, no matter what. They're there at practice every day. So they're a good group, and it's fun to have them.
Well, and Cullen, I would imagine that it's kind of weird for you that here you are just in your second year of college. You're one of the older guys with all these guys that are younger coming in.
Yeah, no, it's different. I mean, yeah, like Swanee said, he had 8 guys in his class. My class came in with 6 guys, so, you know, UCLA is usually not known for bringing in huge recruiting classes, so it's a little different, but I mean, it's great now. I mean, we have all this pool space at Speaker now, so we can take advantage of it. You know, the red shirts get in. They practice at the same time as us, but they're doing their own thing besides the 3 guys who are playing with us right now. But no, they're doing a good job. They're out there working hard, and a bunch of good kids. And I mean, I'm excited for the future of UCLA water polo. I think there's a lot of talent out there, and they work hard, so it's good.
Both of you have relatives that actually went to UCLA. Why did you guys choose UCLA? Let's start with you, Scott.
You know, I chose it, like, not to mention, like, I'm not far down the road in Long Beach. I just love the atmosphere here, the athletics, the academics. I came on my recruiting trip and instantly, like, just had a connection with the guys on the team. It was just, you know, like a bond automatically was started, and it's like a brotherhood, honestly, you know. And that just threw me, you know, and I was like, this is the place for me. It has to be, you know. I knew immediately after my recruiting trip, like, I'm coming here. And yeah, my mom and my grandfather went here, and, you know, they wanted me to obviously come here, but they were going to make the choice completely up to me. And you know, once I made that choice, I think my dad was actually the most excited out of all of them. So he was very happy. They were all very happy for me to come here.
And yeah, my dad went to UCLA, but actually, believe it or not, I'm from Northern California, and I have a huge Cal family, and so my decision came down between Cal and here, and I had my grandparents went to Cal and whatnot. I had a lot of influence on me going to Cal, but I mean, I just imagined myself being a Bruin ever since the first time I came and visited the campus. It was like, this is where I want to go to school. And I was at the national championship game in '04 that we won up at Stanford, a great game, and it was like, that's where I want to go. That's where I want to play polo. And so, I mean, it was a tough decision, but I mean, it's always where I imagined myself going to school. So it was happy. I mean, it was great. I couldn't be happier about my decision.
Well, Scott, Cullen, thanks for taking the time to join us.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for having us.
I want to thank Scott Swanson and Cullen Hennessey for joining us here in UCLA Bruin Talk, and thank you for joining us as well. For Javrina Sefra, I'm Ralph Irvin, and we'll see you next time as we take you inside UCLA athletics right here at UCLA Bruin Talk.